Good morning. Hi there. My name is Moira Barnes, and I am here for day 9 of 12 sales tips in 12 days in the run up to Christmas 2022. Going live a little bit earlier today, dealing with a dog that wants to be in the room, but I don't want him in the room, and just dealing with the general mayhem that happens before Christmas. So, the reasons for my lives, if you've not caught any of them now, you'll be able to watch them back on replay on LinkedIn, my YouTube channel, Selling with Heart TV, and on my Facebook page. They are quick 5, 10, 15 minutes at the most tips to help you sell smarter in 2023. And today's topic is why being a business owner is all about sales. So I have questions from people come through to me every now and again, or when I'm delivering training, people do ask the question is if I have I've started my business from a place of passion. I've started my business because, I know I can help people. I know that I've got either a product or a service that will really help people. And I'm doing that, and I'm really thrived on that in the beginning. But now, I've been established for a little while now, and I've had some great response in the beginning, but I now have to go out and sell, and I don't want to do it. So I'm going to go out and I'm going to hire somebody to do the selling for me. So this is, a very common thing that people say. Who can I get to do the selling for me? Moira, will you do the selling for me? And while passion is a great thing for business owners to have, and to help them thrive, it is not the only thing to have to keep them going. You need to have a certain amount of tenacity. You've got to have the willingness to learn, to be open to learning new things. You've got to have the ability to take the no's. So I've talked in one of the past lives about going for no and trying to take the sting out of the no's, because you will get a lot of no's. You might get 70% of the time you'll get no's, and then the rest of it will be the yeses. So it is a game of odds, really. The more people you speak to, the more people will find out about you, the more people will decide if it is right for them, because at the end of the day, it's the decision of the person who's buying from you. So when we talk about selling, there's still that misconception. Again, I've talked about this in other lives. There's the misconception that being a salesperson is very much stuck in the 1980s, or the 1950s even. Death of a salesman, and the fact that it's that almost grey man in a grey suit selling you a broken car, and that is not what selling is about. So you as a business owner have to remind yourself why it is that you're doing this, why it is that you believe you can help people. And if you do expand and grow and scale your business, then yes, you may well need to start employing people, getting people on board to help you with the business, and they will become your salespeople as well. And they will need to know. What's really important is to be really clear on what your company values are and what your company vision is. How do you see your business growing, where is it you're wanting to go, and who is your ideal customer. So this is all work that you have to do as the business owner. That's why being a business owner is all about sales. If you want to have a business, you've got to grow it. To grow it, you've got to get more sales in. So you have to be that captain at the helm of his ship, and you have to know these 3 things. They're really important if you get anybody on board. So anybody, even if they're coming on board not to do a sales role, they need to be aware of that: the company values, the company vision, and who the ideal customer is, because they will become your ambassadors for your business, and they need to be on board with what you believe in. So I know of scenarios where, if you haven't shared this with, you've outsourced your sales, and you get somebody on board to do the selling for you, and they're not aware of what your values are, what your vision is, who the ideal customer is, and they'll go after the ideal customer. They'll go after them in a way that isn't aligned with how you are, and that's going to damage your reputation. So you need to limit that reputation damage by being very clear on those things. So, excuse me, what we need to do is the action steps for this is, if you are not clear on this, you need to do a bit more reflection. There's a common theme in all my lives here, is that the fact, we've got the hopefully taking a couple of weeks off for Christmas, a week off for Christmas. I don't want you to be, saying you've got to work all the time. Everybody needs some downtime at Christmas, especially after the crazy 2 years that we've had, and then this year coming out of the pandemic, where everything has been 100, 200 miles an hour. This year is how I feel 2022 has been. But I think it is still important to take some time to reflect and work on your strategy and make sure that you have those very strong foundations. So I had a client that did work with me in 2021. And she really gained clarity on the work that she was doing. So she had a business, she had people in the business, so she had a team. Um, so she had successfully grown her business and scaled her business, but it was growing in a way that it wasn't. Um, she was wanting to steer the ship in a specific direction, and she was finding that she was being dragged off into another direction. So what she did was she took the time, and she worked with me over 6 months, and we worked on stripping it right back to the foundations. What was her reason for starting her business? What is it that she loves doing in her business? What brings her joy in her business? Because sometimes we forget to concentrate on that joy. We just think we've got to go after the next sale, and we start saying yes to things that maybe don't bring us joy, and actually maybe make our lives a bit harder. So she kind of stripped back to think about what is it that she likes doing, what is it that she enjoys, and what brings her joy. What does she want to do more of? And from that, we were able to work out a bit more of a business vision for her. How did she see the business growing over the next 5 years? We talked about what were her personal values, and did she want those to be reflected in her business as well? And a lot of them, she did want those reflected in her business. We worked out exactly, she had been going after the wrong type of customer. She didn't know how to describe what it is that her business did. So by going back to those foundations, she found much greater clarity on what it was that she wanted to do and wanted to be. And I know that she has gone forward and has grown her business in the right direction. She's doing more of the work that she really enjoys doing. She finds it a lot easier to talk about what it is that they provide, the service that they provide for their customers. And her team are really fully on board with that, the business values, the business vision, and who the ideal customer is. So they're all going after the same person. So if you do the work, take the time and do the work, then this will really help you. And it is about you being in charge of the sales. Even if sales is not your bag, is not something that you enjoy doing, you've got to be on board. You've got to be the captain of that ship and steer it in the right direction, whether it's you doing the actual selling, or you've got a team that are doing the selling for you, or you're outsourcing the selling. They all need to come from the same point of view of what your business is. So that is today's tip. If you would like some more sales tips, then you can download this ebook, which is on my website, which is moirabarnes.com/ebook. And if you've got any questions that either this live or any of the lives have brought up, any of the videos have brought up, then please do drop me a line at my email, which is very simple, moira@moirabarnes.com. And I'll get back to you in the next few weeks. And likewise, if there are any questions that you have about sales that you would like me to cover on a video, then do drop me a line and let me know. The great thing about these lives that I've been doing is that they're being noticed by people. So I got picked up, and I was given a shout out on a fantastic podcast called Two Geeks and a Marketing Podcast. So Pascal Fintoni, who I know through Digital Drive Durham, and his colleague there. So thank you very much for that shout out. That was a really nice affirmation that my reasons for doing this is to help people, and I was told via that podcast that that's what I'm doing. So I really hope that you've been enjoying these tips, and that you're going to take some time to do a bit of reflection and do a little bit of work on your business so that you'll sell smarter in 2023. So that's all I have for you today. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about how you can learn to love selling, because I promise you can learn to love it, you can enjoy it. So even I started out, I didn't know how to do selling 35 years ago, but I've learned over the years, and I want to kind of make that learning shorter for you by sharing my experiences and my knowledge that I've gained over the 35 plus years, I think it is now, that I've been in selling. So have a great day, and I'll see you again tomorrow.